Hi, Primas.
Hola.
How are we?
I never know how to do that.
Hi, Primas. You just say it.
Hola.
Hola, Primas. We're back.
We're back.
And I'm Clari.
And I'm Kristi.
And this is
Dear Primas.
Oh. All right, what's going on?
No.
You have some story times?
I have a few story times.
Okay.
Maybe I'll save it for next episode.
Okay,
Fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'll remember. Because this episode is going to be too good. And I feel like I want to get to it.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll say a fave.
Okay.
I won't do that story time because it's going to take a while.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay, I have a beef.
Oh.
Okay, so remember me talking about our broken dishwasher?
Yes.
Okay, so we went to our Florida road trip. We came back in June. We were back home, let's call it June 15th, I think. And our dishwasher was now not working. The person who dog sat and house sat said that with the the power surges going in and out, it just didn't work, didn't turn on or stop running. I don't remember what he said, but anywho, was not working. I have been putting it off for whatever reason, I don't know, because we have like a person that we've fixed our washer, fixed our dryer, and does those things.
Yeah.
So finally, I made the appointment for Wednesday of last week. The person came out. It's now October. He pushes the button and it starts working. And I swear the last time I probably tried the dishwasher was like August. Like just to,
Yeah.
Oh, maybe something happened.
Yeah.
Like we tried the breaker, we tried resetting it, we tried.
It's not like I didn't.
Yeah, like we tried stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the power probably glitched 1 or 2 times since. But what was weird was I wasn't here. Adrian said that there was like the microwave and oven had glitched like the day before, Tuesday before. So
the day before he came.
The guy came Wednesday, and so because I got home and the oven clock was blinking, I was like, "Oh, did we lose power?" He's like, "You know what? It just kind of just surged just these 2 appliances. That was it." So maybe something surged in the kitchen like I don't know, electricity. But yeah, so and he's like, well, sometimes it's just the panel and sometimes he's like, but the good news is if something happens within 30, we had to pay $25, the house fee, which wasn't bad, but he's like, if something happens within 30 days, like we can come out again, no charge and fix some whatever. So yeah, I've been living like, who knows, a peasant for how long, just because, or maybe it was the day before that fixed it. I don't know, but that's my beef that we
win. Because
we didn't have to pay like extra
for a new whole dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been much worse.
But how embarrassing. Yeah.
Hopefully that was the easiest appointment of the day for him.
Literally, he was here for like 5 minutes. Took longer for him to write the damn receipt.
That's hilarious. Do I have a beef win? Or beef or fave? I feel like I was thinking about it and I just completely forgot about it. I'm pretty stubborn, and the dog story will tell you that. And
I can't believe you're keeping this from me.
I know.
Okay,
I'm sorry. This is just gonna be too good an episode. I think the fave is we finally got like the backyard not set up, but just functional to where we could actually go out there and it's not like 95 plus degrees and it's enjoyable. And I feel like we spent all day out there this morning, and then they were at the park but we just had such a good weekend. It was chill. But like the neighborhood, everybody was out this weekend. And I feel like the boys literally lived outside, and Bella did too. But
that's good.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was a nice weekend.
It was a nice weekend.
Reset.
Yes.
Family, chill.
Yes, very much so.
Best kind for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
I don't even know how to.
I know. Should we get into it? I feel like I can't wait.
How do we start?
I don't know.
Do we tell the primas?
Well, we, and by we, I mean she, has some news.
I'm pregnant. Hence the pillow. Hence, you know, the little face and the water. I need to put like a clip of me.
How many times you sip?
All the episodes, chugging water for dear life.
It's been hard keeping it.
Yeah.
From the Primas.
That's also part of like the hiatus in a sense. Just, yeah, you know, it's been a rough couple like weeks. But yeah, it was a complete surprise. Yeah. So I guess we start off with how I found out.
Yeah.
So I've always been very regular on my period. Oh, and TMI, like I'm not on birth control. We're just kind of using, you know,
give it to God.
Give it to God. But trying to still be careful, tracking my cycle. Yeah. Which I will admit I also kind of slacked off on, clearly. And there was like few times where it could have like, you know, like the thought crossed like, oh, this could be close one, you know? But this one, I think we can't pinpoint it exactly, but you know. So anywho, so y'all know how that goes. But sometimes I'm very curious. I feel like before you start having kids, I'm always curious of like, how did it happen? Like, you know how it happened, but like when people say it's unexpected, you know, I'm always a little curious about that. Like, but yeah, so that's, you know, nothing failed besides, you know, the method. Yeah. But anyway, so okay, so I was like a day late on my period, literally one day, which sometimes it fluctuates, you know. The month before, I got it like 3 days early. This one said I was like 1 day, 2 days late. I think it was day 3 when I actually took the test, but day 2, I was like, I'm pregnant. I just knew it because I wasn't feeling any kind of like
no denial.
Usually, no. I was like, I'm pregnant. It is what it is, and I wasn't like cramping and nothing was happening. So day 3, I'm like, okay, I just gotta take the test and just get it out of the way. I had already told Adrian I can't keep anything to myself. I have to let him know everything how I'm feeling at all times. And so he had already kind of knew that I was thinking that. He was like, well, maybe, you know, you never know. It's a gift from God. No, just that's what he said the first time. And so like that's part 1, and then of me, of course, you know, the missed period, and then or late. And then the second thing that was like, all right,
it's for sure
brushing my teeth in the morning with Antonio, brushing my tongue, immediate gag, like not even like just just a normal like, and I started feeling that super early, and I'm like, I think that's honestly like the biggest
indicator.
Yes, because that never used to happen. Like it doesn't happen to me normally. I could just not a thing. So yeah, sure enough, took the test on like day 3 of being late, and they showed up pregnant. And although I was in my head like thinking I'm pregnant, I was also like, oh shoot, I'm pregnant. Like the first thoughts, I don't know, it's just so weird after having a kid, the first one, and it wasn't really like, oh, like he's not gonna be my only baby. It was more just like, I don't know, is he too young? Or we like, how's this gonna work out? So he was in August, what are we in? We're October, 2 months, 14, 13 months? 13, July, August. So he was 13, just turned a year old. And yeah, I think that part was like, it took like a week.
Yeah.
I think to be like, all right, this is happening. Yeah. Like thinking about all the scenarios in my head, like how hard is this going to be? Is sleep going to be a thing? You know, like how is this going to work? How nap time is going to be chaos? Like until I was just like, you know what? All right, it's happening. It happens all the time. People do it all the time. Like we're going to be okay. But it did kind of take no, when I say a week, but some time to like settle and marinate with the idea of, all right, baby number 2 is on the way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Adrian, you know, he was excited. But it was funny because we were always saying like, I guess by December, just kind of letting it flow and just seeing what happens. So we're only a few months ahead of schedule if you really think about it. But, you know, I don't know. That's just, I think, the first part. And then the second part is like, oh, shoot. my weight, like as vain and as like as that sounds, because I had like lost the weight and then I gained the weight back, not all of it, but I'm just not at the place where I'd like to start gaining more weight, you know.
Right.
And so although I'm grateful to, you know, have this opportunity to have baby number 2, because there's a lot of women out there that struggle, that is part of like,
it's a real feeling.
It's the mental struggle.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, I think, go through that with number 2. Like, it's either hard losing the baby weight first, and so you're starting out at a place that's different, and you're like, oh shoot, is it going to be even harder? You know, just going through that.
Yeah.
And just how you carry, being so close from number 1, showing so much earlier because your body's literally barely getting back to where it was, and it just boop, all comes out, you know, and the judgment, you know, people might have like
comments already. Don't help.
Yeah. And so all that kind of course plays a part in it, but I think I'm slowly getting over that, but it is also just like a daily thing that's like, which I remember in an episode we talked about dressing,
getting dressed
at the beginning, and maybe my brain forgot about it at the beginning, but yeah, because you're gaining weight, you don't really look pregnant, but you're gaining the weight and you know you're pregnant. And so I think now it is a little bit worse just because I was a little heavier than what I would like to have been. So it is tough, feeling comfortable, but you know,
it's just like that point where you're like a blub because you're not really showing like the cute baby bump that you want to be showing, but at the same time it's just kind of like an all around like, you know,
because literally, I mean, your body's making space. That's what happens. And they biologically, or the medical doctors say, it takes 2 years for your organs to even go back into place, you know, where they were, because everything gets shifted around and it's never the same regardless. So think about just being 1 year postpartum and everything's kind of still hanging around. So it's just like, oh, we know where to go.
Could you imagine if you were still breastfeeding?
No.
Just like not even finishing and be like, oh well, we're gonna keep on. Like, what happened?
I don't know. I think it depends on the person. I know I've seen stuff on TikTok. Some like women have said that their doctors told them to stop, and other women said that they can continue because they got pregnant like super early. Early on. But because sometimes the breastfeeding can make your body contract earlier.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so the doctor had asked me, even though I'm a whole year out, she still asked like if I was, and she was like, I would recommend, if you were, I would just recommend, you know, stop, because it could, you know, this could happen, premature labor, which I understand. Thankfully I wasn't like a problem, but no.
Wow. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And then so that was like the first initial thoughts, and then second, other thoughts are like Antonio's room. All our rooms are our rooms downstairs, and like we turned a study into his room that's downstairs, but other than that, all the other bedrooms are upstairs. And so it's like that part's a little sad. Like, does he go upstairs by himself? Like, what do we do? And then thinking logically, it's like, okay, I've heard if you wait to do something until after they're a year and a half, that's they grow attachment to things after a year and a half. Like, they really start, like, pacifiers, bottles, just any, even diapers. Sometimes, you know, that's a big controversy about potty training and whatnot, but they say that's when they really start to grow dependency on things. After a year and a half, their brain can really communicate. They can forget, you know, maybe after a day or two of something taken away before them, but after that mark, their little brains work a lot differently. And so I'm like, okay, he's such a good sleeper. He loves his room. I tell him it's night time. Most of the time he'll walk to his room, his thing, and he's ready to go to sleep. Nap time, bedtime. And I'm like, he's going to get used to this environment. If I move him upstairs to a different room, is he going to be like totally lost? Is he not going to know, or like want to sleep through the night? Like, how's that going to be? Do I wait until baby's, because baby doesn't need a room till 5 months, the earliest, you know, 6 months if they're, you know, like 5, if they're good sleepers, 6 months, whatever you're comfortable with. But
like realistically, he won't have to be kicked out until that point. So you have time.
I have time, but I'm like, is it the best for him?
Right.
Mentally, like what the doctors say, you know, like what they say. As far, I haven't talked to the pediatrician. Maybe I can get her opinion on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's like, I think that's the biggest thing right now. It's just like
logistics.
So much is gonna change in his little life, and it's like,
how much do you want to like alter it little piece by piece, little by little, until it's like really like in your face?
And do I want a newborn upstairs by themselves?
Yeah,
you know, like
all valid questions. Yeah,
like, so I'm not really stressed about like the decorating and that part. It's just what's gonna be best for his sleeping and
Interesting. I'm trying to think of like when John, because the 2-story or the 3-story one, we were all on the same floor.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I at when John?
Was it the Beat Lately City?
Oh yeah, the Clear Lake Shore.
He was John.
Oh yeah, we were on the 3rd story, but that room was like a bigger room. Or I'm sorry, the 2nd story, but the room was a bigger room where he was kind of like off to the side. Yeah, because his room was downstairs and we were upstairs. Yeah. Type of thing. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But that could have been why he regressed in his sleeping and had to sleep on the side of our bed after Jaden for a little while, because we had a 1-story and I was like, I'm not doing a 2-story because I'm not doing the whole up and down thing. But for a little while, he was sleeping in the corner of our room. But Jaden was already a year or 2, because that was when we moved to up here. I don't know. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with now. So if anybody listening has some advice, some advice, or have been through that age gap, I don't know. That's like the biggest thing right now. Yeah. That I'm just thinking about. Yeah, logistics.
Yeah. What else? Oh, late. You said hot Cheetos.
Oh, that was like third. I always crave hot Cheetos at the beginning of a pregnant. Well, not always. That's only been pregnant. This is my 2nd time, but like, so period times, I get hot Cheeto cravings, but I don't let myself give them to them like 90% of the time. But I just had to have them. And I'm like, dang, this is another thing. And sure enough, like those first maybe like 2 weeks after I found out, hot Cheetos were the only thing that was satisfying my hunger. I wasn't going through like bags, but I would like eat a chunk at a time. And oh my God, they were just so tasty and delicious.
What else? First trimester.
Yeah. So I'm officially out of the first trimester.
Oh yeah, I guess we should have said that from the beginning, but
yeah, I've been debating. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to put an actual like month on it. Yeah, I'm just thinking I'm just gonna be like coming 2025 or something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I don't know, but I am out of the first trimester. And I would say, just so my brain remembers for whenever I'm calculating these days after I'm not pregnant, when I could get pregnant again, is the first trimester was rough. It was rough, and I'm trying to think, like, was it like this with Antonio? Was it this bad, or is it just like, does your brain? I know your brain forgets a lot of stuff because, at least, thankfully, for the first time, the good outweighed the bad as far as time wise. But this time, I don't know if I can say the same. I do think, because you don't technically this time I found out when I was like 4 weeks pregnant. Yeah. So that's like super early. Really, it's like 2 weeks, because you can't be pregnant. Like, your body's just getting ready to be able to get pregnant those first 2 weeks or whatever, mathematically, how that works. But anyway, so I found out at 4 weeks this time, which I found out really early with Antonio too. I think I was about 5 weeks. Same, pretty close. But this one time, it just felt so much longer. And maybe it's because I have a little kid that I'm chasing around all day long. But the tiredness, and that was too. I was having to take naps before I took the pregnancy test. When Antonio napped, I would take a nap. I was exhausted, and I was just amplified. Almost. Yes, and it's like I was like, I just can't function. Like, I just feel like I cannot function if I don't go take this nap and like lay down. And so that's what it was.
I really truly think, like, I don't feel like we give ourselves enough credit for how much physically and mentally you do, regard like pregnant or not, but like how much you actually do on a day-to-day basis, just having kids and like being like nonstop, like because they're nonstop.
It's nonstop.
It is literally nonstop.
And the older they are, the more nonstop it gets. You know, like yes, babies, the newborn stage can be difficult because of sleep wise, but at least like for the most part, there's times where you're not chasing them, you're not having to worry, are they gonna jump off of something or something, you know, like they're not mobile. The more mobile they get, the more level of difficulty increases. It's
you can't sit still with Antonio. It's not
no
a thing.
He's like slowly, like he'll have his spurts of independent play, but then he'll be like, nope, he'll bring me the book, he'll bring me the flashcard, he'll bring me something, like he wants to interact, and like who can blame him, like of course. And he doesn't stop. He does not stop. His naps have shortened to 1 hour this last week, and I'm like, oh no. No, this can't happen, because we're not ready. No, he was like doing 2 hours, 1 hour and a half for like the longest, and now like the last 5 days have been 1 hour naps. And I'm like, oh, maybe we're gonna have to now. Okay, so I was just extremely tired, morning, all day, so tired. Now, not as tired. Now I'm just tired by like 6 o'clock, but that's just natural, you know, being tired and chasing him around all day. And then also the food aversions, are getting better. But it's like, if I cook it, I don't want to eat it. I've been living on some oven pizzas, some
Tostinos, which actually was so good.
No, that was the Red Baron.
Red Baron. Yeah, that's right.
Red Barons, the healthy choice, microwavable meals, frozen meals.
What did you say to me the other day that didn't sound good? Oh, eggs. You didn't like
eggs and chicken breast.
Oh, chicken breast too.
Baked chicken breast.
I don't know what is it about.
Give me a fried chicken, and I'm like, literally all the unhealthy options sound amazing. And salads. Salads are great. Like I will tear up a salad. I feel like I know what this is gonna be. For sure. I was like this with Antonio, so this is why I'm like back and forth. Okay, so we'll keep talking. I do want to save that for like later about thoughts. But so eggs, I'm not a big egg person to begin with, but I can force myself to have a good balanced breakfast. Not this time. No, we're eating bagels and we're eating hash browns, all the carbs.
Carb queen,
carb king. Yes, we are one. Me and Antonio. No, literally, like.
On brand.
My gosh. It's just so hard. I'm slow. And some days egg will sound good, so I'll have an egg because I know it's important. But as far as like broccoli, like we always have like a veggie side. A lot of veg, even like just cooking, like thinking about cooking it grosses me out. Adrian's been having to cook some stuff on his own for a while, and I'll cook stuff for him. If I can, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's grossing me out. I'll like open up and I'll just walk away.
And you did that for Antonio?
Yes. Okay. But I will say, I've gotten actual sick like 6 times, like throughout these weeks.
Yeah.
And with him, I only had like 1 day or twice. Yeah. I would get sick sometimes brushing my tongue with him. Like to the point where you gag so hard, like a little bit of bile comes up. Sorry.
Yeah.
And this time it's like just random stuff. I'll just be like, oh gosh, and it's any time of the day.
Yeah.
And actually more in the evening, surprisingly. But the nausea has been all day, and then nothing sounds good really to eat. So then I wait to eat, and then that makes me more nauseous. Yeah. So that's why I just like, I'm gonna just shove this bagel in my mouth with some cream cheese and call it a day.
Have you had the blueberry bagels?
Yeah, I love the blueberry bagels. Yeah, I haven't got them, but those are good. Yeah, so I will say for the most part, as far as the food aversions, and craving fruits and salads and stuff, I had that with Antonio.
Okay.
But I think as like the all day nausea is, I think, a little bit worse this time around.
Yeah.
But with Antonio, stopped at like the 14-week mark, and like I said, I'm in the second trimester, so these last 3 days I have felt better. Last night, freaking Lola, our dog, she woke me up at 5 in the morning. It's not night, but it felt like it was night. To go to the restroom. I have such a hard insomnia, real insomnia, so bad. Can never fall asleep. I started reading again. Still didn't help me. Still didn't help me fall asleep. I literally read 80 pages last night.
Oh my!
And I was still not tired. I had to put the book down. Like, it was like 1 in the morning.
Go to sleep. Literally talk yourself to
go to sleep. And it was like 1 in the morning. And so, so she woke me up at 5 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so pissed because I feel like I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
Can't fall back to sleep.
Oh no.
And then I'm like, oh god, my stomach.
Oh.
I feel like, and I didn't eat too much yesterday. And so I had to go get sick. But like I didn't have enough in my stomach to get sick. Yeah, it was. And so that just happened. So I was like, right when I think I'm out of it, but I also think it's because I didn't eat enough yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All could all.
Yes. Yeah. So I think as far as that could go, those are my comparisons. As for now, I do think the nausea is a lot worse this time.
Yeah.
And the tiredness just feels amplified, I think, because I have another human that I'm responsible for.
Okay, so this is from a credible source. Pampers. Old wives' tales. We could do the Chinese gender prediction too.
Okay.
Okay, so she doesn't know. I don't know. Nobody knows.
No, nobody.
We don't know.
One person knows. I have to. This is part of story time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then I'll get to the next part.
No. Okay, so the cravings. If you're experiencing consist sweet things like chocolate, pastries, juice, and fruit.
Yes, sweet.
You are.
More pastries than the first time, yes.
Okay, that's leaning to girl.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Boy tend to be saltier, savior, meat, cheese, and other forms of protein. The opposite. Quite the opposite there. Okay.
Should we keep tally of how many girls things I get?
Okay. Good call.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're having heartburn?
Yes. Girl.
That's girl.
Okay.
Yes. Morning sickness.
All day sickness.
If you're experiencing, that's a girl. Okay. Oh, I think linea nigra length.
Oh,
is that the?
I don't have it yet.
Okay. Do you feel like your nails feel brittle, dry, and thin?
No.
Okay. That's. Do you feel like they're shiny and luscious and healthy hair? Said the opposite. You said boy on that answer.
Okay.
Okay. Acne. Do you? Okay, so pimples.
Yeah. Girl.
Yeah.
But I had that with Antonio,
I was going to say,
too.
I thought I remember you telling me that with Antonio. No extra pimples, dry in skin. It's a boy. Okay. Do you feel like you're fairly alert and steady on your feet? Do you feel like you have brain fog? It says feeling tired and a little clumsy, boy. So let's just put it boy on that answer. Okay, carrying high, not there yet, kind of. Unless you feel like
I feel low.
Okay.
But
then that says boy. Do you feel like you're wide? Wide or
I feel
narrow?
like the stomach is wider than.
Okay, so that says girl.
Yeah, I know.
She's racking up. Okay, have you noticed any swelling in your feet?
No.
Okay, girl. Do you feel like your cha-chas have gotten fuller?
Oh, I feel like it's taking longer than the first time. So no.
Okay, boy. Do the extra pounds feel like they're throughout your body, especially in your bottom and thighs?
I feel like it's in my face.
In your face. Well, there's not an answer for that one.
Okay, well, my thighs do get a little more chub rub.
Do you feel like it's more in your belly?
I think my thighs, I guess.
Lower half.
Yeah.
That's girl. By the way, she didn't see any of these.
No.
I
think the only one I knew was like that I've heard of like on TikTok is the sweets and the acne.
Yeah. But. Yeah. Do you feel like your partner has gained weight?
No.
I feel like he's been in the gym a lot more.
Yeah, I'm like, why?
Okay,
why
so
do you do this to me?
Hello.
I know, we're in this together.
Oh, the heart rate. Do you remember the heart rate?
Yeah, so the last time was 146. Girl, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes. 146. Okay. Do you know what side you sleep on? I haven't seen this one before.
I think predominantly my left.
Boy.
Okay.
Oh, the ring thing?
You remember? We tried it with Adrian the other night, but it didn't move. Oh, when I held it, it seemed to do the circle.
Okay, that's girl.
Girl, yeah.
From the tallies, currently we are at 9 and 6 and leaning towards a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So
my thoughts. Yeah. So your thoughts. You're thinking girl?
Yeah, at first I was team boy. Like I wanted you to have another boy. But I definitely am feeling girl vibes.
Yeah, so I think girl too. Because I do feel like my face got full fast.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the carrot, like my stomach looks a lot different. But again, that could be other things. But I will say this, a lot of the symptoms are very, very similar. But because my theory has always been like a girl's going to make you feel more sick, at least from my small experiments of people that I've known to be pregnant and actually feel certain symptoms and versus like what they feel versus like pregnant with boys. And I feel like a lot of times the girl pregnancies do have actual sickness and it lasts longer. So yeah. Then, which I told you about this dream. So I had a dream. So we're gonna do the gender reveal by the time this is released.
So we'll all know.
Yeah, soon. Okay, so it's my mom's birthday. We're gonna have everybody over, and we're just gonna do like a little cake cutting thing. Maybe let Antonio rip into it. Who knows? We'll see.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah, and so I had a dream about a week ago. Oh, excuse me, almost a week ago, that we were having the gender reveal. It was at my mom's house, and we also had thought about doing like the wine glass in the cake and pulling it up and seeing. And so my parents, they don't drink wine. My dad drinks beer. My mom doesn't drink at all. So we're at their house, and I'm like, where's the wine glasses? And there's like no wine glass. I'm like, okay, just give me a glass, any glass. And all the glasses that they're bringing to me are like scratched, and you can't see through them. They're like plastic.
Super like foggy.
Yeah, it's just so random. And I had already seen the cake, and the cake looked horrible. It was like all lopsided. Like somebody did like a DIY cake, which was okay. I wasn't pissed about that. I was more upset about the wine glass. And so finally, I'm like, we'll just cut it. So everybody's gathered around. I remember my niece like being the closest and having like her phone like this, like over the cake. And my mom decides to like fix the cake. Yeah, nudge the cake because it looks like it's about to really slide off or fall, whatever. And when she does that, this cake just opens up, and it was girl, pink, all pink inside for girl. And that was my dream. And my dreams tend to be very telling. I never dreamt like what Antonio was going to be, but I've always had dreams like that of different people being pregnant before I knew they were pregnant.
Bruja vibes, for sure.
And before sometimes they knew they were pregnant. Yeah. So
What did you do that with last time? Do you remember?
Ebony?
Yes. It was Ebony. That's what it was.
Yeah. I literally told her, like, I had a dream that you were having a gender reveal. And it was like, and she was pregnant, but she didn't know. Like, it was literally like probably a week or two before she could have even taken the test to find out.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I will be shocked if it's a boy.
Yeah.
Shocked. Yeah. So this is a story you don't know yet. So, so we got the results on the phone. And so my whole plan was to go to get the cake.
Wait, what do you mean you got the results on the phone?
The blood work test. So if it's a girl,
like on the
online website, okay. Yeah, like to create a login, all the things. And it said like all the tests that they do, and then genetic testing. See results here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then after that dream, the next morning the results were in.
Okay,
and
okay.
I had checked
That's
that
right.
night. So I'm like, well, crazy. And so checks out though. And then so anyway, so then I go to this bakery on Friday, and it's the Walmart bakery. I go to a bakery right here.
Okay.
Super nice bakery in the shopping center. They charged me $100 for a six
teeny tiny $100,
96 base price. They didn't even ask what I wanted on it.
What? Go to
excuse me? Yeah. So I was trying to support the local business, but your girl is not spending, because nobody's going to eat this cake. It's just literally for us to do the thing.
Yeah.
So it's my mom's birthday. We're going to get her own cake.
Yeah.
You know, we're not.
Yeah.
I know. So anywho, so I'm like, to Walmart it is. So I go to Walmart because we had to do some shopping anyway. And I tell the lady, I'm like, look, it's a gender reveal cake. It's for me. And I have the results here. I don't want to know. My husband doesn't want to know. And she speaks English, but she speaks better Spanish. But we're talking. I'm saying it all in English and Spanish. And I show her. I'm like, you just have to push right here. It says genetic test. Get results here. I was like, you click that. And then you scroll up here. And then you
already lost her. Already lost her.
And then you hit log out. and she understood it all. I said it all in English, everything. And she takes my phone, my hand, I'm like shaking, I'm like so nervous. I give it to her. And it's just me and Antonio. And she's like looking, her face like, and I'm like, if you need to go ask like somebody that you work with, like that's okay. You can take the phone, it's all right. And so like right across the way, there's like this older white lady.
Oh no.
So she takes it to her, and they literally have it for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, what is happening? And I'm not even looking. I'm trying really not to hear.
Not to listen,
because I really don't. I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
And so she comes back. She's like, and she has it logged out. So she followed directions. It's logged out. But she's like, es que no dice. She's like, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. And I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't say? And she's like, it's like como que it didn't work. Like it no funcionó. Like it, like literally telling me this test says inconclusive or something.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, do I have to pay extra for this part, or like what? But I don't want to click on the link and and accidentally see something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me just go then. So I do my grocery shopping, and I also thought, like, let me find like a woman, a girl, someone that has kids, and maybe they could just click around and
figure it out. Maybe they've gone through it a couple times.
Yeah, go tell her. But I'm like, at this point, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. My brain shuts off. I still have to grocery shop, missed like half of the list because I was so like distraught.
Ready.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, like I was already anxious, and now this makes me more anxious. Like, are the results not in? Is it inconclusive? Like, what's happening? So I call Adrian and tell him what's going on. And I'm like, I think I'm going to call a third party. But I can't call Kristi because I see her Sunday and her poker face is going to be horrible. So I was like, I can't call Kristi.
Wait, so Adrian knows?
No.
Oh, okay.
So then I thought about Edith, because I'm like, I don't trust Travis. He's gonna like send something and be like, dude.
Oh, to Adrian right away.
Yeah, okay, I was like, I don't trust that. So I'm like,
Edith couldn't keep it. Oh,
I don't know. I really don't know. Edith gets so excited too.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. So I'm like, Amy.
Okay.
Amy's the answer.
Amy's such a good answer.
Yeah. And so I'm like, she can click around, she can get it figured out. She will call the doctor's office to get it figured out.
Figure this out.
So I call her.
Your go-to.
Yeah. And I call her, she doesn't answer.
Choice.
I'm like, damn it.
Oh no.
And then we're grocery shopping, and then she calls back, but Antonio
loses his shit.
Shit. Of course. Not in a bad way. He was having a great time, but he said the top of his lungs, the squeakiest high-pitched sound I'd ever heard. And I literally, this was my reaction. Because this Walmart worker was like, and I know she saw my didn't know what to do. I was so like, he'll do his little squeals or screams here, but he's never done anything in public. And this was so loud, but he was like laughing and smiling to it. It wasn't like a piss screaming. And so I'm like, I feel like time stood still and the whole Walmart heard it.
Everybody's just like eyes on you.
And so then he does it again, and I just pinch his cheeks. to get him to stop like this. And then he's like, and so then I'm like pushing him. We're done at this point. We're at the last stop. And he does it again. I'm talking, no. And I do it again. And he's dying laughing at me, squeezing his cheeks.
No, it's okay.
He thinks it's so funny. Yeah. And I'm like getting hot because I'm like, oh, he's never
done
this.
The kind of day I
had? Yeah, literally. You're about to have a sibling and this is how you're acting. And so then what ends up working, I flick him on his thigh because Kristi, it's loud and he's laughing, but he's not like crying. He's like, because I tried, no, and he's like, so I
don't know why you reminded me so much of your mom right there, and flicking both of them. No.
Oh my god! I flick his thigh, and he goes, and he stops. And he goes, super low. And I'm like, no, don't do it. And he stopped. And so the flick worked. I mean, it was on. He kept rubbing his little thigh. I was like, boy, not today. Don't touch me. And so Amy's like texting me, are you alive? Are you okay? Because I think I called her again.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like anxious. I called her again like 10 minutes later and she's like, are you okay? You called me twice and you left me a 1-minute voicemail and all I heard was Antonio. I'm like, oh no, she heard the screaming because she was calling you when it happened. But apparently she just heard him babbling. It was like before because I called her back. I was like, did you hear him embarrass me at Walmart? She's like, no, are you okay? And I'm like, yes. And then I tell her what happened.
Oh my god, that's so hilarious.
So I tell her the deal. And I'm like, I'm going to send you the login. I just need to log in and just click on any damn link that you need to click on. Do whatever you need to do to figure it out. Yeah. I need to know, are they in there or not? And then I'm like, and do not send any emoji whatsoever. Do not send up eyes, do not send anything, nothing, a devil emoji, nothing. Yeah. She's like, okay, got it. And so she's like, I'm in. It's here. I see it. So I had her call the bakery and put in the order.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Amy, she
was more upset about me wanting buttercream icing or whipped cream than anything.
How could you?
Just pick whatever icing, okay? Just pick whatever icing. And she's like, well, what goes on the inside? How do I was like, I don't know. Tell them what it is, and whatever they do, they're gonna do it. And she's like, okay, you're right. I've never done this before. I was like, all through text, because I was like, I don't want to hear your voice. I don't want to nothing. Just
nothing can give it away. That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh my god.
So she's the only one that knows. And she's like, I'm the only one that knows. And I'm like, so yes, Amy. Yeah. I was like, yes, Amy. And so last night, her and Dee were at a Halloween party for like their gym that they work out at.
Oh yeah.
And I was texting Dee, like she had texted me, she sent me a video of Amy. And she's like, who is it? Blah, blah, blah. And I was texting her, and then they FaceTime me. And I'm like, I can't answer this.
Yeah.
Because what if Amy's been drinking? What if she says something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I had to ignore it until I haven't talked to either one of them today. I'm sorry.
You had a whole week to go. You had so long.
I know. That's the hardest part.
I feel like Amy's going to be like pretty good about like keeping a poker face, though.
If I were to answer that phone call, anything could happen.
Yeah, that's true.
The FaceTime.
Yeah.
She would be like, give me those eyes.
That's true.
So that's the story. Yeah, the eventful story of. So we'll see. Hopefully the cake is correct. I mean, as soon as we do that cake, I'm gonna open that app just to make 1,000% sure.
No, what did the lady say? Es que no
dice. Es que no dice. No funcionó. I'm like, what? Inconclusive.
Oh my god.
So that's what happened.
That was such a good
yeah, I was like, I was almost about to call you and tell you what happened. I was like, I gotta save for the pod. We need pod content. So yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well, good. I'm so glad Amy came through.
Yeah.
Not that you can't reveal anything sooner.
No, I know. Don't go weasel.
Joking. I want to be surprised. Like,
I don't know, Kristi.
Schmooze, Amy.
But I'm like, I just can't do it. You were, of course, the first person, but I'm like, nope. I'm seeing her literally 2 days after.
Yeah, no, there's no way I'm gonna sit here till
I brought you these. That was just in case.
Oh gosh. Okay, so do you want to
I think
ideal timeline thing that you said, or what is
it's all part of it. I think
okay.
because I talked about how ideally we would have waited
Oh.
a few more months, but you know who like really eased my mind about that time, like Ashton.
Oh
Yeah, he was like, "This is a perfect time. This is a perfect timing because then, you know, for number 3, because we want 3." So he's like, for number 3, you can have like that time to, you know, wait a little bit more or not, whatever y'all choose. Like, it's perfect.
yeah.
Thank you, Ashton.
Oh
So,
yeah.
which is true.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I just want to talk about with so ideally I think with number 3, which I just told Adrian earlier, I was like, I think once Antonio turns 4, baby number 3 can start, you know, going in the works, because I don't know, having a newborn and having a kid in school, I think is very difficult.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so
like you're starting all over. No, this is the one thing that I kept telling John. I was just like, you know, whenever you get to a point where you can go to a party and actually like talk to people and not have to worry about your children falling off of God knows what, and then like hearing screams and being like, my child, type of thing. We got to that point and then had to like start back over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I mean, it's inevitable, but there's going to be a heart. There's always going to be
exactly. There's like a pro and con to both, to waiting, having a kid a little bit older that can help is not as reliant, self-reliant on themselves, but also you're starting all over. And so I think about that a lot, and I think I'd rather my heart be all lumped in one and get my body back, like, because where you can work out again, get your body back to how, you know, breastfeeding and that aspect of it mentally, because our bodies are the ones being sacrificed to do all the things that it requires to grow a baby. And so it's like, finally, okay, now my body's officially mine again. Yeah. Because right now you have this little thing inside of me is just sucking all the life out of me, you know? And so it's like, I want to, and sleep, you know, we're pushing through. Antonio's great, baby. Who knows how this one's going to be, but we'll just keep pushing through this. Yeah. And then once we're done, we're done. Yeah. You know, like with that time. And so that's always been my mentality. Yeah. In a perfect world. Yeah. And so I guess we're on track for that. 3 under 3 at dinner. But
challenge accepted.
Yeah. I always think of Nicole with that. Shout out Nicole. Yeah. Because I'm like, you know, everybody does it all the time. I sent a message to Ale. She follows us on Primas. Her little girl, like she had her second baby, and then the next month her 1-year-old turned 1. The first one turned 1. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. So I'm like, look. And I told her, I was like, I told her a little bit, I was like, look, I'm pregnant. And I just want to say, because she'll post like the cutest videos now, like their bond is so cute. Yeah. And so those are things to look forward to. And so I was like, you're doing a great job. Like, your kids look always so happy and their bond is adorable. And I know, like, you're being an amazing mom just from what I can see. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And when I found out, you came to my mind because your babies are so close. Like, you know, like, I know it's going to be hard, but people are doing it. Yeah. And I was like, and you were being a rock star, like, doing it. She's like, oh my God, you don't know. Like, and it is so nice to hear, you know,
absolutely.
Like.
You're validating, like.
Yeah. So I was like, I have to tell her, because if I'm scared, imagine, like, being literally in the thick of postpartum and then getting pregnant, like, hard. Yeah. But we're freaking strong. Yeah. We say it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. I think that's a good ending.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is so good. Yeah. I'm excited. I think Primas, hopefully you're excited. Tell us what you think she's going to have.
Yeah.
What from the old wives' tales, from just like
my experience thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your guesses?
We will see. My whole family is rooting for girl. My whole family is rooting for girl. Adrian's mom's like, I don't know. Lissette's like, it's a boy. And I'm like, it's a 50-50 chance, Lisette. It's a 50-50 chance. Adrian's like, it's a 50-50 chance. So we shall see. Yeah. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. Well,
the cat's out of the bag.
Officially.
Yeah. Well, until next time, Primas.
Adios.
Bye.